Hey guys, just thought we'd do a quick unboxing and show through of this Yasuni R pipe we now have available. So I'm just going to pop out of the box and show you through all the bits that it comes with, and we'll go from there. Alrighty, so this is everything you get in the box, just all laid out. So obviously the actual pipe itself, silencer, mounting bracket and fitting bits and pieces, and the strap for the silencer. So just before we get too much further, just thought I'd mention we had the Yasuni Z listed a few weeks ago. We got one here just to have a look at. And in pulling it apart out of the box and assembling it and removing the restrictor, which we do with all our exhausts, we found that the restrictor was pretty much the closest thing to impossible to remove, which was a little bit disappointing. So we've gotten this R in to have a look and see if it's the same sort of story, and fortunately it's not. So this is the restrictor out of this R exhaust. So that normally would be welded up into the header just here. So we've just popped it out prior to shipping it out to the customer who's purchased this, and that obviously takes the opening and restricts it. All right, so all assembled and ready to go. Yeah, quite a nice quality pipe. Especially the system of the silencer attaching is particularly nice. It has this little flange that bolts to the silencer itself, and then this here is essentially just a sleeve, and there's a little insert on the inside there with two little rubber O-rings that just provide a good seal in there when you bolt it on, and then it's obviously just held on by the spring and by the strap here. So the other really nice thing about this pipe is a lot of exhausts, to remove the bracket from the scooter, you actually have to remove the exhaust from the mounting bracket first. Because what happens is, this bolt here, on a lot of other bikes, the pipe sits a bit higher and you can't get to that bolt without removing the exhaust from the bracket first, which is really frustrating. Whereas this one, if you want to just pop the whole exhaust off really quick, you could just remove these two bolts here, really easy access, and the two header bolts, and you could pull it straight off the bike. Restrictor from inside the silencer, just in there. So as you'll see here, the hole on the inside of that silencer is about the size of a 10-cent piece, pretty much the size of the diameter here as it enters. So what the restrictor does, it's obviously significantly smaller, and for the exhaust gas has to come through this smaller hole, and then to get out of here into the silencer has to go through these essentially little slits in this tube here, which is pretty restrictive. So I've ripped that one out, just part of every exhaust that we get here before we ship it out to the customer. We give it a proper check over and assemble it and pull the restrictors out, so when you get it you can literally just bolt it up and expect that everything's going to work properly without having to muck around. So there she is, the Yasuni R. Definitely recommend this pipe for someone who already has a 70cc kit installed. Probably not the greatest pipe for a 50, as its expansion chamber is so large it's probably just not going to provide enough back pressure to get any torque. So we have put the similar pipes to this on a 50 before, but we ended up just having to lighten the rollers to a ridiculous degree to get it to rev and actually get on the pipe, which really just means get up to be pushing enough exhaust gas into the pipe from the cylinder that you're getting that little bit of back pressure to make some torque. So I'm getting the pipe to actually work. Whereas on a 50cc, obviously there's a lot less volume of gas coming out of the cylinder compared to a 70cc. So that's really what these are aimed at. A scooter that already has a 70 kit, or that you're going to pair with a 70 kit as you install it. So yeah, really nice exhaust. Definitely highly recommend.